So, to begin, can you state your name and your profession?
My name is Monica Polo, and I am a Design Center Resource Specialist.
Hi, I'm David Thomas. I'm a fourth-year student. That seems kind of strange to say. I'm a fourth-year student at Ryerson Interior Design.
My full name is Deanna Petrovic.
My name is Simone Purple.
My name's Zeno.
Karen Machino.
My name is Mary Ellen Rousseau.
I'm Laura Carwardine.
My name is Alex Taylor, and I'm a student.
I'm Evan Pavka, and I'm a design student.
My name is Masha Tahiri, and I'm a fourth-year student at Ryerson University, interior design program.
So how would you define your process?
Chaotic. I tend to go over in different phases, I would say. Back and forth between drawing and research. I'm not really big into the research part of it. I'm more into the creative and just putting things out on paper.
I tend to sketch a lot more, and
when it's something physical, I'm able to research it more, or if it's something, I'm building something, I have to actually play with the material first. So I would say it's definitely more hands-on.
I'll instantly start making that idea tangible and visualizing it in terms that I can see and feel.
I think it's mostly just about form making, in the sense of finding proportions and sort of scales that work in relation to each other through sketching or drawing or modeling.
But the natural tendency for me is to just start doing something and not design it, not plan it out.
Well, I have a thing where I try to work from my subconscious. It works well for me. So, I sit down and I brainstorm and anything goes. I don't filter anything, no censoring whatsoever. No matter how stupid or outrageous it might seem and not be related to the project whatsoever, I get it on paper.
I guess I come up with something I think is kind of a good issue or something that's important to look at. And then I usually scrap that whole idea and go on to a new idea and work with that for a little bit, do some research, and then I probably go back to my first idea. I guess it's just kind of a back and forth process.
I don't know, process for me is just a lot of trial and error. You try things, if you don't like it, then you know that it's not for you, and you move on.
Again and again and again and again and again, until you get it right.
The design process is usually a lot of just trying to try as many things as possible on do-overs. Basically do-overs. That's my technical definition of process, is do-overs. It's kind of just waiting it out. Sometimes I have to just take a break from whatever I'm doing and move along onto the next thing, and kind of come back to it.
Usually there's a time restraint, so I try to just power through or cry, and then usually everything is okay.
We used to say that if you're stuck or something, have a shower and you can pretend it's a new day and then it'll start again.
I drink a lot of coffee.
There's a lot of getting up to dance in the middle of doing a project. There's a lot of, oh, okay, I need to elevate these walls and I'm going to rearrange this and I'm going to, try looking at it from this angle, and then, dance until the world ends.
I go exercise. I think about anything else. I take a nap. I go dance. I play with my kids. That's a really good one. Anything but what I'm trying to think about.
sometimes it's frustrating and you think that you can't overcome the project, and sometimes you just gotta step back and it'll just hit you sometimes.
There's this, I don't even know if you guys know what this is, but a Rubik's Cube in your head. And what a lot of people don't realize until they get out of design school is that even when you're sleeping or when you're eating or when you're doing something else, it's still going bing, 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 and trying out different solutions.
A lot of times I'll be like lying in bed, totally exhausted, and I'll just like have to get up and write something down that I came up with right there. The next day, half the time it doesn't make any sense, but a lot of times some of my best, I guess, ideas come when I'm not even trying to think about it.
I think you have to try writing down your process to know whether that helps you, at least. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoy the process of creating something like that and having it to look back on, but sometimes it feels kind of forced. So if it's something that I can just think about and kind of like 3D rotate in my mind without having to like put it down on paper, then I'll just do that because it's easier.
Not all process is documentable. At least not at the time. You can go back and try to write out what you just did. But if things just suddenly click together in your brain, you can't really write that down.
There's always various things going on at once, and I try and pull the most important ones to have like a clear sight of vision, so that it's not obstructed by other elements that are not necessary.
You go through so many different ideas that by the end, like I know for me, I'll forget a lot of the stuff that I started at the beginning. I'll forget like kind of the reason that I'm doing it. So just having that to go back to will remind you of like where you started and why you're doing it in the first place, so you don't kind of get off track.
But I don't know if that actually needs to be in front of me. I don't know if it needs to be recorded necessarily, because I think we're all conscious of the fact that you start with kind of a mediocre idea and then you develop it into something great.
So much pressure.
Take your time.
Okay, so
Blank out usually. What the hell's going on? What's this project? Stop. Brainstorm. Start morphing the ideas.
my inspiration, my roadblock, my starting again.
And it's kind of just like a cyclical process.
I think it's almost like going through something, like some concrete sort of objective of like an outline or something, and sort of moving into this like transient open territory and then coming to like a nice little conclusion.
That's all I got. There can be both abstract and structure, and I think that the marriage between the two is what creates creativity.
So I guess process is everything.